You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Hello and welcome back. Okay, so I've spent the week digging through, well, just a mountain of security material. We've got 0 days, supply chain alerts, some genuinely kind of unsettling AI stuff.
Yeah.
And we're here to boil it down for you, give you the key insights you need. So the goal today is really simple. Get you up to speed fast on the most critical, actionable things happening right now where AI, critical infrastructure, and these supply chain attacks are all sort of colliding.
Yeah, and what's really striking, I think, is just the speed, the acceleration. We're definitely past human speed attacks now.
Right.
Threat actors are using serious automation. We're talking agents that probe, think, attack pretty much on their own.
Yeah.
And the persistence they're showing, it just bypasses a lot of traditional detection.
That persistence, especially at machine speed, that's kind of terrifying.
It changes how you have to think. It's not just about the perimeter anymore. It's about time. If they're inside for, say, 393 days, what have they seen? What are we missing?
Okay, so let's start right there. This idea of autonomous threats. We're moving past theory, right? This is happening.
Yeah.
Threats that don't even need a user click.
Yeah.
0 click.
Exactly. And the ShadowLeak exploit is a perfect, if scary, example.
ShadowLeak. Okay, what was that specifically?
So this was a vulnerability found in OpenAI's ChatGPT deep research agent. And what makes it fascinating is it's not about tricking a human. It's an architectural flaw in the AI itself.
Now.
The core of it was using invisible indirect prompt injection commands hidden inside email.
Hidden, like actually in the text, but formatted so only the agent picks it up.
Yeah.
If the user isn't clicking, how does it get triggered?
Precisely. The prompt's invisible to the human eye reading the email, but the agent, when it processes that email, maybe to summarize it or whatever, it executes its own internal function, in this case, browser.open. But here's the catch. That function runs on OpenAI's servers, and the injected command forced that function to grab sensitive data, like from Gmail, encode it, I think it was base 64, and then just ship it off silently to the attacker's server.
Wow. So the AI assistant, the thing designed to help, becomes a perfect little data mule. Compliant, silent.
And instantaneous. Undetectable by normal email security because the action is happening server-side, initiated by the trusted agent.
That's clever. It really flips the agent's own tools against the user.
Yeah, it's basically a supply chain attack targeting the agent itself. The researchers got a 100% success rate in their tests, and they warned, look, this technique could potentially hit other services the agent connects to. Think Google Drive, Teams, GitHub. It fundamentally changes the trust model. The agent is the risk vector now.
So while the good guys are trying to patch these LLMs, the bad guys are absolutely weaponizing them. Which brings us to autonomous red teaming.
Right. This is the other side of the coin. We saw research out of Carnegie Mellon where they use an LLM to coordinate multiple agents to actually replicate real-world attacks. Specifically, they recreated the network environment and the attack path of the 2017 Equifax breach.
Recreated the Equifax breach using AI agents.
Successfully, yeah. And the big deal isn't just that they could do it. We kind of suspected automation could get there. The big deal is how it democratizes that capability. Meaning smaller organizations, the ones without the budget for a huge human red team, can potentially leverage these LLMs as their own dedicated, scalable testers, find their own flaws before someone else does. But like you said, it's a double-edged sword. It lowers the barrier for defense, sure, but also for offense.
Definitely.
And while you have these sophisticated agents mapping networks, you've also got AI being used for, well, the basics, making old scams look brand new.
Like phishing.
Exactly. We're seeing a big uptick in phishing campaigns using AI tools to generate incredibly realistic fake CAPTCHAs.
Fake CAPTCHAs. Why?
Well, think about it. They make the phishing page look more legitimate, right? Like a real security check.
Okay, yeah. Adds a layer of authenticity.
And maybe more importantly, they can act as a filter. They might weed out automated security scanners that look for simple login forms, ensuring that only actual potentially gullible humans get through to the credential theft part.
Huh. Clever. That mix of automation and just basic deception. It really gets to the heart of the problem, doesn't it? This erosion of trust. We want to trust our tools, our agents, the places we get our code, which is a good place to pivot. Let's talk about the supply chain, the code itself. It feels like it's just constantly under attack.
It absolutely is. If attackers can't get through the front door, they go upstream. Look at the Python package index, PyPI.
Yeah.
There are new phishing campaigns setting up fake mirror sites like PyPI-mirror.org purely designed to steal developer login.
And once they have developer credentials, game over, basically.
Pretty much, they don't need novel malware. They just push a malicious update to a package people already trust. Instant, widespread compromise.
Right.
And we saw the same pattern over in the Rust ecosystem on crates.io.
Mm.
This is particularly relevant for, the Web3 space.
How so?
2 malicious packages were found typosquatting. They were mimicking a popular crate called fastlog.
The classic typosquat.
Yep. And these fake packages were specifically coded to hunt for crypto wallet keys. They were scanning for strings that look like Ethereum, private keys, Solana keys, anything valuable in that world, then sending them off.
Wow, specifically targeting crypto devs. That's calculated.
Very. It's a betrayal of the trust in that ecosystem.
And that betrayal of trust, it goes beyond just code repositories. We're even seeing platforms like GitHub Pages being abused.
Yeah, it was wild. Attackers using GitHub itself for malware distribution at scale.
How did that work?
They created fake but very convincing GitHub pages, impersonating over 100 companies' big names like LastPass, 1Password.
Okay.
Then they used SEO tricks to get these fake download pages ranked high in search results, specifically going after Mac users looking for the software.
So you search for your password manager, click a legit-looking GitHub link.
Exactly. You land on this trusted domain. But the site redirects you, maybe through a couple of layers to avoid detection, and ultimately tricks you into running a terminal command that pulls down malware. In this case, AtomicStealer.
Ugh. Weaponizing GitHub's reputation directly.
And these supply chain issues, they're not just software, they hit the core hardware too. Critical infrastructure. Cisco, for instance.
What happened there?
They put out a warning about active attacks exploiting a pretty nasty zero-day, CCE 2025-2352. It's in their iOS and iOS XE software, the SNMP part.
SNMP, so network management.
Right. And this flaw, if you're already authenticated somehow, could let an attacker get root access full control or just knock the device offline with a denial of service. Huge risk for network stability.
And speaking of core hardware, that's super micro vulnerability, the server management layer.
Yes. That baseboard management controller, the BMC, it's that little computer on the motherboard that manages the main server.
Right, runs independently.
Exactly. And researchers found a way to bypass a patch for an earlier flaw. This is bad because getting control of the BMC gives an attacker deep, persistent access. They can potentially control the main OS, hide their activity. It's almost undetectable, like being inside the walls of the data center.
That kind of BMC access, that's the definition of deep persistence, which I guess leads us straight to the high-end players, the nation-state actors who are happy to sit tight for a long time. Espionage.
Precisely. Like the group known as Salt Typhoon, believed to be linked to China's Ministry of State Security, the MSS.
And their targets.
Very specific. Global telecoms, including major U.S. carriers, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile were mentioned. They're playing the long game here. Strategic intelligence gathering.
You mentioned earlier 393 days undetected on average. That number is just staggering.
It tells you everything about their methodology, patience, stealth. Blending in. Think about everything that changes in a network over 393 days, audits, patches, staff changes.
Yeah.
And they survive it all. Their tradecraft involves things like custom router implants, messing with firmware, hitting edge devices. They often use front companies to hide their infrastructure. It's about deep data harvesting, not quick smash and grab.
That kind of patience takes resources, state-level resources. And there's another group, UNC 5221, also focus on persistence.
Correct. They use backdoors codenamed Brickstorm. Their specialty seems to be hitting network appliances and, significantly, VMware infrastructure, virtualization environments.
How are they getting persistence there?
Sophisticated tactics. One technique mentioned was cloning virtual machines, taking a snapshot offline.
So they can work on cracking credentials without triggering alarms on the live system.
Exactly. Crack the hashes offline, get valid credentials, and then they have persistent reusable access across potentially the entire virtual environment. Very sneaky.
The level of coordination for these campaigns is just...
Yeah. And speaking of coordinated physical operations impacting comms, that U.S. Secret Service bust in New York, that was something else. That was a really remarkable operation, blurring physical and cybersecurity lines. The USSS took down a network of over 300 co-located SIM servers.
300 servers.
And get this, 100,000 SIM cards, all positioned strategically within about 35 miles of the UN General Assembly headquarters in New York.
100,000 SIMs.
Yeah.
Near the UN. What can you even do with that?
Well, Quite a lot, potentially. You could launch highly localized denial-of-service attacks, maybe take down cell towers in a critical area during a major event.
Disrupt communications.
Right. Or maybe even more worrying, facilitate anonymous encrypted communications for your own operatives. Untraceable comms channels for spies or threat actors right there during a major international gathering. It was a very clear signal of advanced physical prep work for espionage or disruption.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, so we painted a pretty grim picture. AI agents gone rogue, supply chains crumbling, state actors practically living in our networks. Let's shift to defense. How do we actually fight back against this? How do we build systems that can withstand this kind of persistent automated threat?
We have to take zero trust seriously and apply it everywhere. Especially, I think, to storage. It's often the overlooked piece.
Storage. Why storage specifically?
Because modern ransomware, the really nasty stuff, goes straight for your backups. Your recovery points. If they take those out, you can't recover. Game over.
Right. The last line of defense.
So, zero trust for storage means tightly controlling network access to storage APIs using things like just-in-time credentials and maybe most importantly, worm. Right? Once read, many immutability.
Worm. Meaning once the backup data is written.
It cannot be changed or deleted, not even by an attacker with root access. It's your ultimate safety net. If the worst happens, you know you can restore from that immutable copy.
Okay, protecting the recovery point is crucial. What about hardening the systems themselves, making them harder to compromise in the first place?
Yeah, there are interesting developments there too, like Harden Malloc in GrapheneOS.
Harden Malloc. What's the tech behind that?
It uses a hardware feature available on modern ARM chips called Memory Tagging Extension, or MTE. Basically, it assigns random tags to chunks of memory. When the program tries to access that memory, the hardware checks if the tag matches.
And if it doesn't?
Crash. It makes common memory corruption attacks like heap overflows, use after free incredibly difficult. An attacker would have to guess the right tag, which apparently could take thousands of attempts. It just raises the bar for exploitation significantly.
Makes those classic attacks almost infeasible.
Okay. It forces attackers to find completely different methods. And then, looking longer term, thinking about those state actors playing the long game. We have to talk about post-quantum cryptography, PQC, preparing for Q-Day.
Q-Day. The day quantum computers break today's encryption. Still seems a way off.
It might be closer than we think, and the preparation needs to start now. But here's the key practical point for you listening. Being quantum ready primarily means deploying these new PQC algorithms on your existing hardware and software stacks.
So it's about upgrading the algorithms, not necessarily buying new quantum hardware.
Exactly. It's about making sure your current systems, your data, your communications remain secure when quantum computers become a threat to conventional crypto. You don't necessarily need to rush out and invest in expensive quantum key distribution or quantum random number generators right now. Focus on cryptographic agility first. Secure the software layer.
That's a really important distinction. Focus resources on the algorithms running on the systems we have today. Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. We've seen AI become an active threat using zero-click attacks. Supply chains, both software like PyPI and hardware like BMCs, are under siege. And nation-states are digging in for the super long haul, like that 393-day persistence.
Yeah, that's the landscape. And maybe the final thought, building on that Salt Typhoon persistence, we know their success inspires other groups. They learn, they adapt, they look for those gaps the sophisticated actors found. So the question I think everyone listening needs to chew on is this. If an advanced attacker, or even just a smart AI agent, had 400 days to poke around your network, looking for those unconventional exploits, those logging gaps, where are the weak spots you haven't even thought about monitoring yet?
That is definitely something to think about. Where are your blind spots? A crucial question indeed. Thank you for joining us on this run-through of the latest security challenges. We'll catch you next time.
Spoken Tech for your ears.